Tommy Tuberville, he's in Congress, and he's gonna weigh in on this battle back and forth as we've been discussing from Nancy Pelosi to anyone else about whether or not congressional members should be trading stocks. As we know, they already have the power to pass legislation, and they also get inside information, and they could always use these devices and these advantages that they have to manipulate how much they make or don't make. We've seen it happen, we've seen proof of it and how they've made money at the most opportune times when only you could tell the future as to how it works. So as this is beginning to come more, the walls begin to close in on these politicians that do this type of stuff. Tommy Tuberville wanted to make sure that you guys heard his voice on this, and this is what he had to say. They might as well start sending robots up here, is what he told the Independent's Eric Michael Garcia. You can't do anything. I think it would really cut back on the amount of people that would want to come up here and serve. I really do, Tuberville added. We don't need that. Well, by the way, if it cuts down on the amount of people that could come up and serve because that may be the only reason they want to come up there and serve, I think we could eliminate and cut down on some of those criminals whose objective in serving is to go and make some more money on the stocks. So, because he doesn't really care about civics or government or any of that other stuff, I think he exhibited this very clearly when he talks about the branches of government. Watch.
You know, our government wasn't set up for one group to have all three of branches of government. It wasn't set up that way, or three branches. You know, the House, the Senate, and the executive.
The Senate, the House, and the executive. Of course, he's missing the judicial branch because law and order. What are we talking about? Judges, rules, ethics? Nah, please, none of that. Now, so some more on his statements from that, or more on the reasons why this is such a big deal. An insider investigation identified that there was 55 lawmakers who failed to properly report their financial trades last year as mandated by the Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act, also known as the Stock Act. Tuberville was one of the worst violators of the Stock Act in 2021, disclosing 132 stock trades weeks or months late with transactions totaling at least 894K. I wonder why he's coming out saying, well, they're gonna start sending robots up here if I can't come and cheat any further. I'm not like I'm one of the main ones. We got more on him, Ricky. What do you think of his first thoughts?
I mean, I think he is one of the dumbest and worst human beings to serve in the US Senate. I just want to go through a quick list of how bad he is at just everything. He claimed in his first ad that he won't be bought. GritPack gave $320,000 to him immediately. He claims to support veterans, yet he throws his unwavering support to Donald Trump, who totally goes after veterans left and right, like John McCain doesn't even remember a slain soldier's name when he was speaking to his loved ones. He held a meeting, remember the TextWire CEO, his name was Daniel Beck, who accidentally outed Tuberville as meeting with them on January 5th. Giuliani tried calling Tuberville. He accidentally called Senator Mike Lee of Utah. That was a big one. He claimed to know nothing of Marjorie Taylor Greene's rants and antics because of bad weather, if you remember that one. He has a history of involvement, this is via the New York Times, with at least 3 people who were later convicted of financial fraud in what were described as Ponzi schemes. From Alabama.com, after arriving in Washington, he told Alabama Daily News' Todd Stacy he planned to use his Senate office for fundraising, which is a crime. This man is horrible. He is deplorable. From a sports perspective, highly entertaining. He is not a man of his word. When he was at, I believe it was Texas Tech, he had a dinner with the recruits trying to get them to go to Texas Tech. He received a call. During that dinner, he walks away, never returns, except he returned on television the very next day flying on a private jet because he himself was recruited to go to another school, leaving those 2 recruits, maybe 3, at that dinner high and dry. Lastly, when he was at Auburn, he's like, they're gonna have to carry me out in a pine box. I'm never leaving. And then he left soon thereafter. He's not a man of his word, terrible at his job. Really surprising that he's elected.
That's why he's a Republican in Congress, because that's apparently the way things go. So the short list would be the ethics things that he did not do, is what you're saying, Rick.